right, so my noodlin is a little bit too smushed together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from this side and I'm gonna work my way backwards. And it's too small anyway. That's partly why it didn't go all the way across. So what do? I use my magic eraser, magic pre-AI eraser, aka rag, and I just do that. I just blot at it, and I just go back in there with my filbert because the other brush was too big. All right, here we go. There, look at noodling. Now, this is curved a little bit. It's curved, it's a can. It's on a can. So now I'm gonna go like this, and I'm just gonna do that, round it, see that? And then when I go to paint the rest of it, I'm gonna round that out. But right now it's just sketched in. It ain't set in stone. All right, now I'm gonna work with whatever I got here, and I'm gonna do this can here. It's called Outlaw. It's called Mile High Light Beer, and it has a stag head on it. So I'm going to, it disappears on this side behind the other can. So I'm going to just sketch it in. And I'm gonna try to sketch it kind of in basic shape and form, like so. And I got I do the same thing with my lettering here, based on where the lettering is on my can. I'm gonna put a little line there for the little letters. And then the Outlaw is right above it. And it's about this big compared to the stuff behind it. Like so. So right now I'm just gonna leave that. That's where my letters are gonna be. And now I can see where to put the rest of this deer head. And it's a little bit further down here. I'm gonna erase this one like that, just so I can, there's one there, but it's not just like that. So I'm gonna look at on the Outlaw, it kind of goes, letters are wide. And there's a decent amount of space between them. And the T and the L are in the middle of the can. And the little stag head I'm just going to pop those letters like that. And the middle of the stag head comes down between the T and the L, about right here. So I'm just gonna, that's where I know I want to put it. This light is in my way. There's a glare on the can, so it's kind of hard to see. You see how I sketched this in here with just a few lines? So that way you're not committed, you just kind of know where it's at, and then you go from there. There's the horns like this. And like that. I'm trying to see through this, this glare on here. I can. It kind of makes a U shape. There. I'm just gonna shade this in, give it its own little shape. So, and I cannot see all the, it goes like this. Kind of like that. And then this kind of like that. And this over here. Yeah. We've got a bunch of horns on that side. Like that. Okay. And then there's a bunch of like there's like, I don't know, it looks like some kind of, either it could be geographical lines from a bird's eye view, or it could be trees, it could be the rings on a piece of wood. I'm not sure what this is. I'm just gonna pop a few little indications in there, and then don't forget you gotta put the little 10 ounces on here, so that's gonna go there. I think I'll do those little lines later on. Well, I'll just put a couple little suggestions in here. And I'm not gonna get too, I'm putting in like the most obvious ones, but I'm not gonna get too caught up in this, because that's just not what the painting's about here. It's just a little bit of a, it's just a suggestion of that it's there, you know, like this. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do on that for now. What's that? Now I'm going to work on my bottle here, and I'm going to put, this is a white label here, and it's a little bigger than what I've got it, so I'm just going to make some subtle adjustments. Get where my necklace is, and it's gonna go about there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Done. Here we go. Now I'm gonna use this khaki stuff I have here, and I'm just gonna add a little white to it, make it a little lighter, and I need some of this. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. For now, I'm going to do that. And this goes all the way up here. Now I'm painting through the necklace right now, so I can just paint it in and then I'll just erase, because that's just, painting around that is just too fussy. And it's easier to make the bottle look real if you just paint the bottle and not try to paint around it. And then I just go in like this and I just go. Okay, now now I am going to do this walnut one. This is called black walnut. I drink all these, by the way. Because people drive me insane. Let's see what we got going on here. Nice. All right, let's take a little break. I want to show you this. Look at this. Beauty. Beauty. There it is. All right, back to work. I'm gonna draw the bag in there for the black walnuts. Right here. So that I don't get that all painted up and then I'm not happy with it. I'm just using this blue here. I'm going to add a little cobalt. Cobalt. There we go. This one right there. A little purple. Look at that. Shape it, shape it. There we go. Then I want to put some of that blue. I see a little spot down on a-noodlin. I'm going to make it a little darker. Use a little cerulean mixed with my cobalt. And it's actually, yeah, it's got a little more manganese. Manganese has a little more yellow in it. And I'm going to add even more. And I'm just going to pop that in there. Right there. Okay, now I go back to my bag. The bag is right here. It's my walnut bag. And I'm gonna mix up some bluish something, blue brown something, just so I can draw. And by the way, this is incorrect, but I'm gonna, let me see. Let's see. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna stretch out my arm and I'm gonna measure with my brush the top of this can with the side of this can. And so this is supposed to be the same height as this one from here. And you stretch your arm out so it's at the same spot, you know, same distance. I'm just turning it. Can you see what I'm doing? Watch what I do here. Watch what I do here. See this? I stand here and then I reach out like that and I'm measuring the top of the can, of the black walnut can, with the a-noodlin, the can on the side, and they're about the same because, well, they're the same shape and the same size can. So then I go on here and I go, and this is the bottom of the can on top. So it's here. So see how this is supposed to be done here? And it's behind here too. So that means I need to make a little adjustment. So what am I going to do? I'm going to just wipe this away a little bit because I gotta move this and I don't want that red right there. I may as well just get rid of this too. So there. Now I'm just gonna, there it's gone. So now I want to use this white that I was using because that just is a good color right there. So I go like this and then I'm just gonna bring this down. Now I'm gonna eyeball it. This is still too wide here, but I can fix it later. It's about right here, so I just can measure my side of my can, and we'll get it, oh, just about right, like that, from here to here. Boom, so I just put a little dot there. Now I'm just gonna finagle it. I'm gonna do a little finagling. And this is probably, so I'm going to do the same thing with this here. I'm going to stand right here, reach out. I'm going to put here's the wideness of the can here, and wideness there. This one is in the front of this one, so it's going to appear a little bit bigger. So now I'm going to make my adjustment. And that's how you do that. This one's a little less wide than this, so I think I'm about right with that. This is, whoops, this way. So I'm gonna go like that, then I'm gonna go like that. You see how this one, that's exactly how it is with the picture. I'm gonna widen it a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit. See how I just widened it? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now it's the right size. Ta-da! This one I can see where it's at. I'm not gonna paint through that because I like what it's doing there. So I'm just gonna leave that. Now I'm gonna put my red back in. Right here. Look at that. Uh-oh, it's too wet. I don't want it drippy in this case. No drippies right there. There. All right, that's good. And now it looks correct. Right, now I'm gonna do my white, I'm gonna do my bag that I was talking about half an hour ago. Since this is basically gonna be a white can, it is a white can, I'm gonna put my little bag in there. I'm gonna put my bag in there. Right here. Then I'm just gonna, I don't wanna paint the name yet, so I'm gonna, see how I put my little bag in there? My bag? And now I'm just gonna, I think what I'll do, maybe I will just put black walnut just really lightly, just kind of indicate where I want it. I'm putting my little walnuts. Do this little wiping back, There's my bag, it's still there. I'm just gonna redraw it right there. That, and like that. And this is just sketching. We're just sketching along, no big deal, like that. Work smarter, not harder. So just round that there. Okay. Then now I have a space. So you can see what I did here. Well, it's kind of hard to see, isn't it? Okay. You'll see it after. You'll see it after I add the white paint to it. Hey, girl. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add my white paint, or whatever this color is, my gray stuff. And first I want to add some blue. Another filbert. No, this one's too small. I'll just use, this is a square brush. It's a flat, excuse me. It's like a long flat. They're like shorter ones, and these flats are long. And this is some synthetic thing. It's a little soft. It's softer, it's softer than a bristle brush. These are mostly bristle brushes. I'll talk about those someday. But it's a little softer so that I can I want this a little darker blue so I can see where the bottom of this color is. Alright, now I can put my white, putting my white right here. Oh my. Can you hear that? That's a train. I live right by the train tracks. Yep, I gotta put my little walnuts in the bag. I gotta put my nuts in the nut bag. I gotta get the nuts in the nut sack. These are my walnuts. I'm putting the nuts in the nut sack. This is my sack of walnuts. Whoops, this one's too high on here. This one's in the front right here. Then there's this one and this one. There, now I got my nuts there on the ground. I gotta put some red down there. Right here. There. Okay, now I can put the rest of my white stuff right here. There's a label over here on the left. I'm just gonna pretend there's a label on the left of my black walnut can. I'm just gonna pretend it's not there. Because I can. Whoops. I just painted over my little black line that's gonna be my letters. I gotta paint around that. Right here. Right here. Now I'm just see how this gets all goofed up because I painted it, so now I have to kind of like go around it, but it's okay. It's okay. I just go like this. It's an indication of where I want my letters. And this is all white here. Look at that. Look how quick that went, right? That went super quick. That went super quick, super quick. Okay. That's looking good. Now I'm just gonna clean this little brush. I oftentimes end up with umpteen brushes in my hands because I like switching brushes and I don't like putting them down. Sometimes I put my brushes down if I need to clear my head, but otherwise this is kind of how I paint. Now I'm just gonna kind of go around my letters here. I'm not gonna get too fussy, but just so I can kind of see them. And this little walnut graphic is pretty cool on here. We'll make our little walnut graphic like so. Just a minute, Delilah. Just a minute, love. Just a minute, sweets. Now, this is a little smushed right here, so I'm just gonna unsmush it. That. Just a minute, Delilah. Mommy's working. Mommy's working. Mommy loves you. All right, that's good enough. Now the other word right here. Here. Okay, that's good enough. Now, I'm just going to paint this bag just lightly. Get some of this white in here. This kind of defines the bag a little better, so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. It looks good. Okay.